is Linus.
I'm Jana.
I'm Sophie.
And this little dog is Daly.
Last year, we sailed to the Bahamas. I didn't take any videos, but I wrote a book about it. This year, we're sailing around the world part-time to Panama and Point South. I met Stevie through a crew matching service. When we get to Panama, Sophie and Jana will come aboard.
Everybody, this is Linus. I've got most of the lines untied here at Bucktown Marina. The working lines are here on the port side, and the wind wants to pose our turn. Because I have a neighbor today, I need to be careful to go out smooth and make my turn not too early, and then should work out with a little throttle. But slow on the way out and then a little throttle on the turn. Make sure you don't turn early, and hopefully that'll work out. We'll see. Right now, Stevie's taking a nap. He got in after midnight, and I told him to sleep in this morning because I think his rest is more important than watching me fiddle with the lines.
Once we left the protected waters of Lake Pontchartrain in New Orleans, we had east wind and swell opposing our intended course. It was way too early to go offshore, and we just tried to make easting in the unprotected waters of the Gulf of Mexico's Lake Borgne and Mississippi Sound. We hit squalls in Gulfport, but a double rainbow greeted us when we tied up. We did a couple more day hops to Dauphin Island, Alabama, and then to Pensacola, where we tied up at South Winds Marina. Fell in the water, ruining my iPhone, destroying our footage of that part of the trip.
So on Wednesday night, I was taking out the trash, getting ready for an interview that we're going to have in person in the morning, and taking Daly for one last walk. And it was dark, and it rained, and it's a fuel dock where diesel has been spilled, and so it was very slick on the dock. And because I couldn't really see the dock, I jumped instead of just stepped over. So I went in with my phone, my unlocked iPhone, and I ruined that, I think. Maybe it'll come back to life, but its waterproof case was ripped out because it, ironically, the float attachment ripped out the waterproof case. So you remove the float attachment, and the waterproof case would fall apart. It was a life-proof, and so that has never recovered.
Scratches from falling off the dock right here. Oh, lots of nasty barnacles down there. And I may have cut my leg on one of them.
While in the water, I held on to this stanchion, and I couldn't pull myself up, or I didn't really try, because I knew I couldn't. But I yelled for Stevie, and I'd done this several times with Jana on board. It's never worked, but Stevie came right up. I swam below here. Stevie kind of struggled with the boarding ladder. I'd never shown him how to use it, and it was really dark, and it's got a latch that's a little tricky up top.
He thinks the gaps in the dock are too big, so he's unwilling to walk on the dock. He needs to be carried on this dock in Pensacola.
Pensacola, Florida. This is the neighbor right next to us. You can see there's a lot of beer cans in there, consumed to fix it up to its state it is now, and that doesn't seem to be working.
Pensacola is Annie Dyke's hometown, and I interviewed the YouTube sensation and fellow author for the Slow Boat Sailing podcast, and she toured the boat for her boat tour series. I had to go back to work, and we were still waiting for a weather window. It was a great chance to see Jana and Sophie. Stevie and I came back to the boat late that night in Pensacola. Our weather router, Jennifer Clark, prepared this chart for us, and we set sail the next afternoon.
Sail in the Gulf of Mexico from Pensacola to St. Pete. Day 1. Sailing, Stevie.
Beautiful, man. This is one of the best sails you could ever have right now. We're getting almost, we're getting 6.5 knots right on our heading. Everything's good. Still got a ways to go though, 43 hours or so. 269 nautical miles.
Oh, this is the view.
Finally some blue water a little bit too here.
Yeah, you don't like the water in Lake Pontchartrain?
Nah, I don't know if I like that. It was like the same effect of having clouds in the sky. It just brings your mood down. So once you have that blue water, blue sky, you can't argue with that, man. Some nice winds, full sail. All's good.
Contemplating another reef. We got one reef in Maine, and most of the Genoa out. I'd say 98% of the Genoa out. But we're doing pretty good, and the autopilot's keeping up, so I'm happy about that. When we left, I thought we were going to be mostly becalmed the whole time and running the engine, so I was contemplating getting out one of the jerry cans to put in diesel overnight, but not needed here. Plenty of wind, plenty of boat speed, nice falling waves to push us to our destination, West Coast. We just had our first night watches, first morning on our trip from looking pretty nice. Little light winds. Got the motor a lot of the way. We did some great sailing yesterday. But, today it's the seas are a little lighter. That's a good doggy. Enjoying the sailing?
I noticed something strange on my watch. I noticed that the Genoa was not attached to the furling drum. The shackle, for some reason, came unscrewed.
7 miles from the North Pass, headed to the Pascagoula area of St. Petersburg. In the far distance, you can see the buildings.
As we approached St. Pete, the blue water turned turquoise, and we dropped the hook and had a well-deserved swim and rest. Me and Stevie made all the easting we needed to make. In our next episode, we have our sights firmly set on Cuba. We visit my parents' house near Venice Inlet, Florida, to get ready for our offshore passage to Cabo San Antonio on the western tip of Cuba.